Jack Mowatt was born in Washington, D.C., went to high school in Maryland, and then spent 8 years in the Air Force. Jack is a past president of the Maryland Fire Chiefs Association, and he retired from the Federal Aviation Administration after serving for 40 years. Jack was appointed softball commissioner in 1982, and in 2007, he is slated to be inducted into the American Softball Association, the National Hall of Fame in Louisville, Kentucky. Congratulations for the honor that will be bestowed upon you.
Thank you for inviting me to testify before you today. I'd like to share to you a story of a gender equity problem I saw in girls' athletic program in Prince George County, Maryland, and how those problems were resolved in a way that could be replicated in other communities across the country. I've been an active softball umpire in the metropolitan Washington, D.C. area since 1968 and have seen many softball fields in Maryland. Over the years, I became more concerned about the many safety issues and I saw in the girls' high school softball fields in Prince George County, Maryland. Several years ago, during a game, I thought these young women deserve more than this. It has been my belief that athletes who play on good fields play better and enjoy the game much more. I talked to a fellow umpire who is also officiating for a number of years, and we decided to go around to schools in Prince George County and take pictures of the safety hazards on the girls' fields and see what could be done to get the school district to make the improvements to the fields. Our main concern was the unsafe condition in which these young women were exposed to on the school softball fields. At first, I did not think it was a problem of gender equity problem, but now I realize by not taking care of the softball fields, the county was sending a message to the girls that their sport was not as important as the boys. Our photographs of the field showed problems that go beyond safety concerns. The girls' softball fields did not have basic things that the boys' fields had, such as benches for the team, protected fences to protect them. For example, at Largo High School, the boys' baseball field had a premier fencing, dugouts, and a scoreboard. The girls' softball field had none of these. After we had taken the pictures of every high school softball field in Prince George County, we presented the county athletic director with the photographs and asked him to make improvements to the fields. We also requested help from the former school superintendent. Unfortunately, after numerous conversations, nothing was done to improve the girls' fields. After a year, when we saw that Prince George County was not responding, one of the softball coaches and I contacted the National Women's Law Center in 2003. Together with the center, we did a more comprehensive investigation of the treatment of female athletes as compared to male athletes in Prince George County. We found serious problems in the way girls' teams were treated, including the number of participant opportunities offered to the girls and the amount of money the school district spent on girls' sports. The center sent a letter to the attorneys for the Prince George County schools in the fall of 2004 describing all the ways in which the girls were not being treated fairly and reminding the county of its Title IX obligation. Fortunately, the county stepped up to the plate and recognized that it needed to make changes. Over the next year and a half, the center, together with the attorneys from the D.C. office of Steptoe and Johnson, negotiated an agreement that included all middle and high schools in the county require equal treatment for girls and opportunities to practice and play, funding and facilities, and many other areas. Some of the details included by the beginning of the 2007 softball season, the board had to improve the softball fields and the condition of play, which some schools required that it install backstops and fencing to protect players and fans from balls, eliminate jagged edges around fencing, and make sure fields were free of other safety hazards. These small changes, which the board had already made, has led the girls' softball to feel like it's the first time they're important. See Josh Barr's Title IX deal transformed dreams to fields in the Washington Post on March 22nd of 2007. Beginning by the 2008 softball season, the board will make additional improvements to softball fields to provide girls with the same amenities as already provided for the boys' baseball teams. In some cases, include covered dugouts, scoreboard, and bleachers. Beyond softball, the board agreed to provide equal funding for the boys and girls sports to make the outside fundraising not create inequities between boys and girls program. The boys will also provide girls and boys teams with equal facilities, and male and female athletes will receive an equal amount and equal quality of publication. People of Prince George County will be able to hold the board to its word. They will provide these equal opportunities to the male and female students. The agreement requires the board regularly to evaluate the athletic program and is complimented with the agreement. I'm so glad the Board of Education agreed to do this, the right thing to correct the problems. The action sends a strong message to the girls that they matter just as much as the boys, and providing girls with equal opportunities to play sports and investment in the future. Studies show that girls who play sports have higher grades, are less likely to drop out of, and have higher education rate than they do those that do not play sports. Athletes are less likely to smoke or use drugs, and female athletes are at a lower rate of both sexual activities and pregnancy than females who do not play sports. Playing sports also deprive a young woman's chance to develop heart disease, breast cancer, depression. Unfortunately, I learned the problem we found in Prince George County are not unique. Title IX turns 35 this week, while women and girls have come a long way since the law was passed in '72. A lot of work still needs to be done. For example, there are many reports of girls across the country, and even in your district, playing in rundown, bare-bones softball fields while boys are playing on major league baseball teams.